Namaste. Welcome everyone to today's practice. Today we're going to have a Yin practice, more grounding and cooling practice, where we're going to be working basically with the heart and lungs meridians and working with this Yin energy, female energy related to water and those related aspects. Please have with you a pillow and 2 or 4 blocks. If you don't have 4 blocks, maybe you can have 2 pillows instead of the other blocks. We're going to start in a seated position with a little bit of pranayama to settle into the body and settle into the breath. So find yourself a comfortable position to sit. And maybe sitting on a block or on your pillow, just so you can elevate your hips higher than your knees. This helps a little bit with the alignment of the spine and also helps to release tension from the legs and from the back. Closing the eyes. Just taking a few deep breaths where you are. Settling into the body, arriving into the space. Grounding your sitting bones on the floor, pressing them down equally. From the base of your spine, imagine like you have a golden thread, and this thread is being pulled up through your spine, all the way through the crown of the head and up to the sky. Opening some spaces between the vertebrae. Allow your chin to slightly drop down and back, keeping a long back of your neck. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears and relaxing the arms. Shift your awareness to your legs, relaxing the groins, relaxing the knees, and feeling the contact of your feet with the floor. Bring your hands together in front of your heart into Anjali Mudra. We open the practice in chanting Pranava Om 1 time. Exhale to coordinate the breath. Big breath in through the nose for Om. Bow your chin to your chest in a gesture of gratitude towards yourself and the practice. Slowly releasing the hands back to rest on your thighs or on top of your knees. Maybe palms facing up or facing down. Establish this connection to the ground through the contact of your legs with the floor. You can maybe visualize roots coming out of your feet and going down all the way to the center of the earth. Connecting and establishing strong foundation. And at the same time, you feel your roots going down. Visualize your golden thread pulling your spine all the way up, energetically pulling the crown of the head up to the sky. Feeling both actions at the same time. Start to bring your awareness to your breath without trying to change anything, just observing. And trying to keep the body as soft and relaxed as possible. We're looking for softness throughout the whole practice. I invite you to engage in this investigation of what's happening in every single moment of your practice today. What's happening in your body, what's happening with your breath, what's going on in the mind. Curiosity about what is there to be unfolded in the present moment. Taking a big breath in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Making some sounds and letting go of any tensions that you might have building up. 2 more times. Big breath in. Breathe out and release. Last time, breathing in and out. And slowly back to Purnata, passive observation of the breath. Completely present. Bringing the tip of your thumb and index finger on the left hand to touch, coming into Gyan Mudra with the left hand, and bringing the right hand in front of you, palm of the hand facing you. Placing Vishnu Mudra on your right hand, so 2 options, either first 2 fingers touching the space between the eyebrow, or you can bend those 2 fingers to the center of your hand. Most important thing is that you have your right thumb touching the right nostril and the ring finger touching the left nostril. We're preparing for a few rounds of Chandra Bedana pranayama. It basically consists in inhalations through the left and exhalations through the right, always. So, placing both mudras on the hands, try to soften the touch of the tip of your fingers. Relaxing the shoulders down, lengthening the spine. Taking a big breath in through both nostrils. Breathing out through both nostrils. Closing the right, inhaling through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right, close the left, and exhale through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is one round. We keep on flowing. Inhale through the left. 4, out through the right for 6. Inhale left. Om Namo Narayana. Exhale right. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. In through the left. Om Namo Narayana. Breathing out through the right. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Keep on flowing for 3 more rounds in your own rhythm, counting to 4 on the inhalations, to 8 on the exhalations. You can use the mantra for the counting, or you can adjust shorter or longer exhalations. Remember to soften the body, complete focus to the breath. And slowly, once you finish your 3rd round, exhaling through the right nostril, bring your right hand back to your thighs. Tip of the finger touching the tip of the thumb on the right hand. Just take a few moments here to observe. Concentrating your breath in your abdominal area. Observing the rise and the fall of the belly with each inhalation and exhalation. Observing the sensations on the edges of your nostril. Feeling the cool of the air as you breathe in. Maybe noticing the warmth of the air when you breathe out. Observing the length of the breath. As we ground the body. Remember the earth, your connection to the earth, and remember the sky and your connection to the Supreme. Slowly releasing the mantra from the hands, and bring your hands in front of you, making some friction, scrubbing the hands together. You can do it a little bit faster, just feeling the heat being created in the palm of the hands. Slowly placing the hands in front of your eyes, but without touching the skin. As close as you need to be able to feel the heat flowing from your hands to your eyes. Starting to blink the eyes open, letting the light come in, and slowly releasing the hands to the front. Keeping this mindfulness on your movement, we start to move into the asana practice. So leaning forward, taking your block out. So the first position, we're going to use 2 blocks, placing the first block on the middle height, more or less on the back of your mat, and placing your second block on the highest height, around 1 or 2 fists distance from each other. Sitting in front of the first block. And here we're going to try to find a way to place our shoulder blades, the top part of the shoulder blades, onto the first block. So adjusting, making some small adjustments to find this position. Keep your feet on the floor. Once you find a good positioning, adjust the second block so the top of the block is touching the top of your head. Allow your arms to fall to the side. You have some options for the legs, so you can just extend the leg forward and relax the hips down. Or you can place your feet into butterfly position, so soles of the feet together and knees falling to the side. If you're choosing this option, maybe you want to use 2 blocks to support the knees, so you protect your knee joint. You can try middle height or lowest height. And take a moment here to allow your body to settle into this position. Maybe you're going to need to make some small adjustments on the blocks of your back, small adjustments on the back of the head. Closing your eyes. And start by feeling the relationship of your body with your props, with your blocks. Bring your full attention to those points of contact. And with each exhalation, allow your body to soften down towards the blocks. Try to keep your breathing concentrated on your abdominal area, belly breathing. Noticing what happens with each exhalation. Is it possible to relax a little bit more? Feeling the back of the head relaxing down. And softening the muscles on your face. Softening the lips. Softening your gaze. Relaxing the arms down. And allow gravity to act on your hips. Feeling the hips melting down to the ground. Relaxing the groins and the knees. becoming the observer of whatever is unfolding in the moment. Finding that spaciousness, not only on your body, but also on your mind, on your inner state. Maybe directing your inner gaze to the space between the eyebrows, Ajna chakra. You might see a black screen in front of you, so just have a look and check it out. And see what you see. The body starts to relax and the mind starts to relax. Bring your attention back to your breath. Slowly starting to awaken the muscles to prepare for a little bit of movement. So on your next inhale, if you have your legs wide open, use your hands to bring your knees back up together, using the arms to lean to the side and help you come back to a seated position. Moving your props to the side and slowly transitioning to a tabletop position on the back of your mat. Having 2 blocks in front of you, placing the tip of your thumbs on the back of the mat. Maybe you can have your knees together, or you can open them a little bit wider so you accommodate your chest or your breast area. sitting on your heels, we're going to first adjust the blocks. We're going to work with Balasana, child's pose, with a little bit of heart opening. Maybe you can use the blocks on the lowest setting, maybe on the middle setting. You will see how much your body allows you to change the height and to open. So from here, we're going to start to lean forward, placing the blocks more or less on the side edges of the mat, and placing your elbows on the blocks. Try to work with your forehead towards the ground. And here you can check if maybe this is enough opening for the chest area today, or if maybe you want to raise the height a little bit and increase the opening of the body. You can just relax your hands down to the floor, forehead to the ground. Sinking the buttocks down towards the floor. And allowing your chest to fall down. Making some small adjustments that you might need to be able to come into stillness in this position. Opening the heart, opening the shoulders. Allowing the weight of your head to surrender to gravity. Feeling this point of contact of your forehead with the floor. Whenever we feel this connection of the forehead with the ground, we are working with our parasympathetic system. So this activates the parasympathetic system, sending some messages for the body to come into rest and digest state. Again, I invite you to observe what's unfolding on your body with each breath. What spaces are being opened as you breathe and surrender. And please make sure you feel comfortable, so if you feel you need to make any adjustments, go ahead and do so. Today's practice is also about finding comfort and ease in the asana. On your next inhale, slowly coming up, back to sit on your heels. Remove your props to the side. We're going into a little bit more intense heart opener. So come into your tabletop position. So your knees are under the hips. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Make sure you're still on the back of your mat. For this one, we're going into Anahatasana, so it's a big heart opener. Start to walk with your hands towards the front of your mat, still finding this activation of your hands. We're going to start to slowly bring our chest close to the floor, checking whatever is possible for our bodies today. So maybe we're going to be here with the forearms. Maybe this is already quite a lot of work. This is enough for us. Or if maybe you find a little bit more space, you can still walk with the hands a little bit further and bringing maybe the chest, the chin down to the floor. Looking to the space between the hands. There is a slight external rotation of the shoulders here, so you're protecting the shoulder joint. Fingers are spread, pressing down to the floor, and keeping a slight activation of pushing the floor away with your arms, with your forearms. Settling into the breath. Maybe you can make some small adjustments. Also trying to feel if you are stacking the hips right on top of the knees. So maybe you can come to bring your buttocks back a little bit more. Opening the space between the upper shoulder blades. Breathing in and out, long exhalations. On your next inhale, activating your arms a little bit more, pushing the floor and coming forward, hands to the floor, walking with your hands back to sit on your heels and come back to Balasana, Child's Pose. This time, have your arms alongside your body and your forehead on the floor. Allow the shoulders to fall down, relaxing the chest and counterposing. Again, feeling the pressure of the forehead with the floor. Allow the buttocks to sink down towards the heels. Long exhalations. On your next inhalation, place your hands under your shoulders, slightly pressing the floor to help you come up back into a seated position. We're going to move into a side position now. So grab one of your blocks, place it on the top of your mat. You can also have your pillow in front of the mat. We're going to fold the mat on top of the block just so we make it a little bit more comfortable. Lay on your side, maybe starting with your right side. And here we're going to do this, work with this subscapular area. So this is where we have some of the lungs, meridians. We're going to work with a little bit of pressure on that area. So leaning on your right side, you're going to find this point of pressure right under the armpit. So you feel like you're pressing the outer edge of your right shoulder blade. So try that and see how it works for you, if you can find that spot. Maybe moving slightly forward and backwards, just to feel this little massage on this area and to find this spot. Place your elbow onto your pillow and your right wrist right on top of the elbow, or almost aligned with the elbow, so you can rest your head on top of it. Your knees are bent, so you have both knees one on top of the other, and you can just relax the other arm on top of your body. Close your eyes. Releasing the weight of the head. Feel free to make some last adjustments before we stay here for a few moments. This is a very interesting area of the body, as we don't usually work with this area, so it can be that there's a lot of tension there. So pay attention and observe what's happening with the side of the right shoulder blade. And again, observing what happens with each exhalation as you bring this sense of surrender to your exhalations. Feeling all parts of the body that are touching the floor. And maybe just by releasing the tensions a little bit more, you can feel that this pressure increases a little bit more. So observing this relationship of your body with the ground and with the points of contact. The Yin practice is a very subtle practice that works with subtle energies. So I invite you to look deeply inwards to be able to feel the benefits of this practice. And every time the mind starts to wander, simply come back to your breathing. Come back to the sensations in the body, as there is always something new to be experienced with each and every breath. Bringing the attention to your belly breathing, preparing the body again to slightly activate, to move in transition. Inhale to place the right forearm onto the floor, left hand onto the floor, pressing the floor away to help you come up. We're going to neutralize before going to the other side, so slowly come to your tabletop position. In the Yin practice, it's very important to neutralize the body before moving to the second side, so we can actually perceive and feel the benefits of the practice. Hands under your wrists, knees under your hips, a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, dropping the belly down, sitting bones up, looking slightly up, opening the chest forward. Exhale, starting from the tailbone, tucking the tailbone down, curling the spine, dropping the head down as you push the floor away with your hands. 3 more. Inhale, belly down, chest to the front. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, push the floor, navel to the spine and up. Relax the head. Inhale to rise, making the movement as long as your breath. Exhale to curl. Spread the fingers wide on your mat. Use your hands. Last one. Inhale to look forward and open the chest, sitting bones up to the sky. Exhale, hiding the heart between the shoulders. Next inhalation, come back to a neutral position. Bring your knees together, preparing to move onto the other side. I'm going to be on my back so you can see. Same thing on the left side this time. So first, finding and adjusting this point of contact on the subscapular area. So right under the armpits, you're going to find that spot again. Maybe the left side might feel different from the other. Making sure you have the left wrist on top of the left elbow or almost aligned with this elbow. Just resting the head on the left hand. Adjusting the knees. It's kind of a 90-degree angle between the calves and the back of the thighs here. Knees together. And allow the top arm to just rest on top of the body. Find your position. And settle on your breath. Notice what happens with your top shoulder, and make sure you can keep this shoulder aligned with the bottom one. And come back to the practice of presence. It doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't matter what's going to happen next. Whenever you find yourself wondering about the past or the future, try to come back to the present moment through your breath and the sensations on your body. With each inhalation and exhalation, feel the breath under your left armpit. Check if you can relax your feet a little bit more. Let go of the weight of your knees and hips. There's nowhere to go, not other place to be except from here now. Bring your attention back to your breath. On the next inhalation, left forearm on the floor, right hand on the floor, pressing to a seated position. Remove your props from the mat. Come to your tabletop position and slowly come to lay on your chest. Coming into preparation for Cobra as we move into Sphinx pose. So just forehead onto the floor, your hands right under your shoulders. We're just gonna adjust the legs for this posture. So walk with your legs one at a time towards the back of your mat. So you're opening some spaces on your pubic area. Inhale to lift the chest and placing the forearms onto the floor. Spread the fingers, palms facing down. And here we're looking to have the elbow aligned with the shoulders. So make a few adjustments to find this alignment. And from here, start to just relax the body. Relaxing the forearms, relaxing the shoulders. Bring your chin slightly to your chest and back, but without putting any tension on the back of your neck. Maybe you can close the eyes, or maybe you can fix your gaze in the space between the hands. And here the invitation is, how can we sustain this posture with the less effort possible? So I invite you to investigate that within your body. Belly breathing, keeping long exhalations. Soften the hips, relax the glutes. Finding ease and comfort on your asana. Feeling the feet sinking down and the knees relaxed. Shoulder blades, your shoulders. Which muscles can you slightly relax? Feeling the rise and the fall of the belly with each inhalation and exhalation. Feeling how the belly presses the floor as we breathe in. Big breath in, lengthening through the spine. As you breathe out, placing both forearms parallel to the front of the mat and placing your forehead on top of your hands. Relaxing shoulders down. Slowly come to raise your chest and place your right forearm on the floor, turning slightly so your right side is on the mat. Maybe you're gonna want to have your pillow with you. Place it on the left side of your mat, more or less in the height of your knee. We're moving into Spider-Man, so we're opening this knee to the side and slowly placing our chest back onto the floor. You can find the same position with your arms, so forearms parallel with the front of the mat, and maybe resting your head looking to your left side. And here we're looking for this alignment of the leg, so the left hip aligned with the left knee aligned with the left heel. So we have a 90-degree angle with the leg here. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. Finding your depth of the posture. Maybe if your hips are too tight, it might be that your left hip is a little bit more up in this position, and this is totally okay. Just finding whatever your body's at today. Feeling the pressure of the chest onto the floor. Maybe even closing the eyes.
Still working with belly breathing, bringing the inhalations all the way down to the belly. And as you exhale, slowly, slightly shrinking the muscles on your abdominal area. And feeling the contact of your heart with the floor. Finding this sense of nurturing with each inhalation. And bringing the sense of surrender to each exhalation. Check in with your hips. Notice if maybe you have a little bit more space to move your left knee a little bit more to the side so you're opening the left hip a tiny little bit, if there is space for it. On your next inhale, slowly lifting the chest. Use your left hand to press the floor, leaning on your right side and bringing the left leg back to the center. We neutralize again with the Sphinx pose. Same position as the first one. Elbows under the shoulders, forearms on the ground, spreading the fingers. Maybe a little bit small adjustment with the legs, walking with the legs back. Feeling the pelvis and the pubic area, pressing down. Chin slightly to the chest, relaxing the back of the neck, and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. We stay here for a few more breaths. Slowly transitioning to the other side, so just make sure you bring your pillow with you all the way to the other side. So this time leaning on your left side, opening the right leg to the side, finding the alignment of your hip, knee, and ankle, and turning your head to the right, resting the head on top of the hands, or maybe even the head on the floor if you prefer. Just find whatever is comfortable for your body. Check if you can relax your shoulders a little bit more. And also soften the muscles on your face. Body starts to go into a deep state of relaxation. And as this happens, you can notice how the mind starts to slow down. Creating more space for awareness. On your next exhalation, maybe you can move the right knee a little bit more towards the right side, opening the right hip. We start to come towards the end of the practice, working a little bit also on the hips, not only on the heart and lungs meridians, but also on the hips, which is such an essential part of the body to be relaxed. On your next inhalation, using your right hand, leaning on your left side, placing the right leg back, coming back to Sphinx pose for 3 or 4 breaths. And slowly find your way to turn on your back. Maybe I'll change sides. So laying on your back, bringing your navel to your spine, start to activate the legs to bring your knees towards your chest. Give them a big hug, bringing the chin to the chest, long back of the neck, maybe interlacing the hands, maybe grabbing opposite wrists. Taking a few moments here. Relaxing the feet and the hips. Inhale to bring your feet back to the floor. Cactus the arms.
maybe a cactus shape or just a T shape, whatever you prefer, your palms facing up. We're going to go into a quick spinal twist. We don't want to stay so long on the twist because it can be too stimulating for the body. So just a quick twist to balance and to massage the internal organs a little bit. Shift your hips slightly to the left. Lift your knees off the floor so your calves are parallel with the floor, 90 degrees with the legs. On the next exhalation, just dropping the legs to the right side and the head to the left. For this one, if your legs don't quite reach the floor, you might want to use a block also under your knees. Feel free to do that so you keep your posture comfortable. Keeping your left shoulder on the floor, both shoulders equally pressing down. Navel automatically comes towards the spine, but you can bring it in a little bit more. Maybe you're going to feel that your left knee comes slightly more down. You're finding a little bit more depth into the twist. Next inhalation, navel to spine, coming up, knees up, feet to the floor. Shift your hips this time to the right side. Lift the knees, lift the calves, and slowly twist to the left. Head towards your right side. Maybe you can move your prop with you in case you need it. Right shoulder down. Long exhalations. On your next breath in, bringing the head up, feet back to the floor, adjusting the hips, extending the legs and coming into your Shavasana position. So arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Just finding a comfortable, relaxing position here. Allow your feet to fall to the sides. Accommodate your hips. If you want, you can also use a pillow or something under your knees. To be able to feel your legs a little bit more relaxed. Feeling your whole body touching the floor. And again, investigating this connection. Relaxing back of the knees, back of the thighs. Hips are sinking down with the bottom of the exhalation.
Allow the shoulders to melt down to the floor. Shavasana is the time of the practice where the body integrates everything that happened throughout the practice. I would say it's one of the most important parts of your practice. As this is a practice of complete surrender. As we start to practice to surrender to death and to the things we don't know in life. Bring your attention back to the body and the breathing. And bring some small movements to your fingers and your toes. Maybe extending that movement to the wrists, to the heels, to the ankles. Inhale with your arms up above your head, full body stretch. Finding your way to turn to your side, right or left side, into an embryo position. So bring your knees towards your chest and maybe grabbing opposite shoulders. Take a moment here to feel your touch. And using your right hand, pressing that, or the left, pressing it on the floor to help you come back up to a seated position. Maybe you can keep your eyes closed or just a soft gaze. You can find your seat back on your prop using a block or a pillow. And establish again on your seat. Sitting bones down, crown of the head up. Relax the shoulders down.
Notice how it is to be back into your meditative position, your seated position. Maybe noticing the changes from the beginning to the end of your practice. I invite you to stay in stillness for a couple of minutes as I will sing and play a mantra. So you can connect to the vibration of the sound. Maybe you can help to deepen your awareness and perception. Om Namo. Allow the vibrations to run through your body. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. into Anjali Mudra. And bring your thumbs to the space between the eyebrows. May we be able to see things with clarity through our intuition. Bring your thumbs, the tip of the thumbs to slightly touch your lips. May we be able to speak words of truth, kindness, and compassion, not only towards others, but also towards ourselves. And bring your thumb to your heart center. May we be able to connect to our soul through the truth of our hearts. Namaste.